We finished the project with these cherry cabinets. They were reclaimed cabinets. They're about 30 years old and they're made of real cherry, and you can see they've developed a wonderful cherry patina. The cabinets being so old, we made a few modifications. We changed the drawer glides. The original drawers had the old roller bearing steel ones, and they've been upgraded to full extension, soft close glides. We also built some trays that go in the cabinets, and these also have the soft close mechanism. And we put a soft close piston on the door so that the doors close gently. Here's a detail on the tray construction. The frames are made of hardwood. These ones are made of poplar. The bottom of the tray is made of 1/2-inch birch veneered plywood. A dado was cut into all 4 of the sides, as shown by this piece, and glue was applied all the way around. The assembly was clamped up, and brad nails were driven in to help while the glue dries. The plywood is stable. The temperature and humidity are controlled. I don't think this is going to be a big deal to just glue the whole thing together, which is why we did it that way. Here's a close-up of the plywood. It's basically 3-ply. This is not Baltic birch, it's just birch. So it looks good, but again, for this application, I think this is easily adequate. These trays could have a fair amount of weight on them, which is why we went with the 1/2-inch plywood for the bottoms and hardwood for the rails. The front edge of the shelf is set back about 4 inches as a compromise. If the front edge of the shelf was full depth, you'd kind of have to squat down to see what was on the shelf under it. And with many cabinets, the top shelves are only half depth, meaning they're 12 inches instead of 24. And in that case, a lot of times you have to squat down to see what's on the top shelf. So this was thought to be a good compromise between those two. You still have fair visibility to the shelf underneath, and the top shelf is plenty big enough. We sealed them with a water-based polyurethane to help protect them from stains and stabilize them, make them a little more water resistant, etc. The end panels had to be created which matched the faces. These end panels are made of birch plywood. We stained them using a combination of 3 stains. 2 of them were oil-based, 1 of them was water-based. We found the plywood took the stain quite well. I'm going to draw your attention to this detail. You can see by the ceiling on this end, it's a little less than 2 inches from this lower edge to the ceiling. And if we slowly march over to the other end, which is about 8 feet away, you can see that we're closer to 3 inches from the ceiling to this lower reveal. So we put this detail in to create a few shadow lines, and these shadow lines very slowly expand as you come this way to help disguise the fact that the ceiling is not level. And of course the cabinets are. We had the same issue on the floor, but of course that was just a matter of shimming and trimming the bottom of the cabinets. For the end panel pieces here, these filler strips, this was a piece of maple. The same for these pieces up here that we made the trim pieces out of. The countertops are made of bamboo and put in place in typical installation techniques. We put 2 outlets in the backsplash area. Both of them have USB port capabilities. And for the under cabinet lights, we have these low profile LEDs that run at house voltage, and they're on a dimmer. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, don't be afraid to hit the like, and of course any feedback, any comments are always welcome. Thanks again.